Hi, my name is Steffi Jones, and I'm a graduate student at Southern Methodist University. Currently, I'm in the Master's of Science in Management program in the Cox School of Business, and this semester I had an assignment called MAPS, Management in Action Project. And this was an assignment where me and four other students provided a consulting service for a major company in Dallas. Specifically for our company, we had to find and organize diverse suppliers for them and their 13 other locations across America. But a little bit more about me and my values. Probably my number one value is delivering the highest quality services and products that I can, and whatever it takes. I always deliver 110%. I'm motivated by serving others, whether that be a professor, a boss, or my coach. And letting someone down, letting them down, feels more like a failure to me than it does to them. I take it very seriously. But some other skills that I value and I'm proud of are my time management skills and my interpersonal skills and my presentation skills. But this project was great experience because it gave me exposure to consulting in a totally different industry than I understood before. I originally was a biochem major and I had some exposure to medicine, but in terms of consulting, I didn't know anything really about that. So this project allowed me to use my background in a new way of just problem solving for a company. And throughout that experience, I gained a lot of useful skills. And most of my skills that I gained were actually through computer science. I hadn't taken many computer science courses in my undergrad before, just about 2 or 3, but this real world experience allowed me to quadruple my understanding in computer software. Specifically, I learned a lot about Microsoft Teams and that a lot of companies are not only using it but depending on it. I had only had experience with Zoom before, but Microsoft Teams allows you to do so much more. And with that, I became very good. That's not so humble of me, but I became very good at Microsoft Excel. I've probably taken about 2 courses on how to use Microsoft Excel. So when I took on my side of the project, we divided and conquered, and my part was creating the Excel sheet to organize their vendors. I got to be completely creative and come up with this thorough table that with 3 clicks of a button, they had all the information that they needed about all their vendors. And it was very cool to organize it and to design it. It was fun. It was artistic and it was challenging. So I've developed a great toolbox of Microsoft Excel skills. And something else I learned about was Salesforce. Part of my assignment was to experiment with it, see what I can learn about it, see if it was a viable solution for the task at hand. Eventually, we deemed it not a useful candidate for the assignment, but with a week's worth of trial and error, I learned a significant amount about the program and how it works. This project was also a great way to practice and exercise my interpersonal skills, specifically with a company. I had had experience talking to professors, successful professors, and nationally recognized college coaches because I ran college track and field. But this was a great chance to interact with a company, which was, it was different. Not too much of a stretch, but it was different to have different content to talk about, to provide a different service, and overall a really good communication skill developed there. But to tell you more of a significant story that allowed me to develop some good life knowledge through this project was learning how to turn down ideas of teammates. That sounds interesting because why would you want to turn down someone's idea? But in the course of a timed project where you only have so many months to come up with solutions, not everybody's solution is going to be exactly what the project needs. And sometimes it's hard to explain to that team member why it's not the best solution in that moment. It may be a great idea, but not within the given time frame. And so that was hard to communicate. But eventually my team and I did a great job with it. We had a vote. We explained to the team member why we just did not have that much time to do this project, why maybe that's not the best solution for the company right now, but maybe 10 years down the road, that's what the company should attempt to do. With this conversation with the teammate, we challenged them to come up with different ideas that could stem or originate from their previous idea and be creative and come up with a solution that might help the company in this moment. And I think that helped a lot of us grow in terms of communicating with teammates about topics that you probably don't want to communicate with them because they're uncomfortable and they're not necessarily positive, but making that into a positive conversation eventually by challenging them to come up with new ideas and challenging the team to interact in a healthy chemistry. Another challenge that I faced in this project was communicating to the client about the software program. We had had some miscommunication towards the end of once the deliverables were presented as to whether something was being double counted or not, and this went smoothly. There was no difficulty in terms of that, but it was just difficult to communicate where the problem was. It took some time. It took quite a few emails and descriptions and even some one-on-one communication in person. But eventually the client was able to communicate to me where the double counting took place in the Excel sheet and how we could come up with possible solutions for fixing that double counting in terms of reporting for clients and taxing and future situations for the client down the road. But it was a great experience overall. I will definitely take all the knowledge that I gained from it in the future and apply it to my future careers and opportunities. Thank you so much, SMU, for the experience.